Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gaming with Blockchain. I'm your host, A Minu. So, what are we having today? We have Upland and Uplift, a world combined, and it will be kind of a joint or a conjoined segment here because they're in some ways kind of interlocked in their recent news and announcements. Last week I had mentioned that Yoshi drops and the Yoshi coins have been integrated and dropped in a few wallets, and I'll just even touch base on that a bit more. As I look at my inventory, they've seen now the Platinum Eye of Love vinyl art that was nicely dropped in my wallet earlier this week. Again, adding more to the Yoshi platform and the artist community drop or artist development strategies for vinyl records, artwork, music industry, the whole media within the creators market. And I think this is just wonderful opportunities for everyone now to kind of feel what the project is all about, and hopefully you were also lucky enough to receive some of these drops in your wallet as well, including this other drop here. And you can see just through the listening of the news and you've played out great historical information, just stuff that you understand if you were part of this era and part of the mechanics moving forward. And so definitely a kudos to the Yoshi team and development strategies that are moving forward and helping these projects like Uplift literally take it to the next realm. So we're going back to now to our planet because they're conjoined with it, and there's just so much many things happening in the metaverse. And as I said, there's a lot of overlap and basically in ways interoperability. So what this means now, Uplift, if you were a Swineland owner, meaning the first release of land in our planet, you now have the opportunity to boost your land. And this is going to happen to Borealis as well. But first, at Swineland, you now, if you have 5 million Aether, you can uplift, or I should say upgrade your land in Uplift. They show the mechanics here. I'll definitely be putting it in the show notes that you could go into the our planet sector and select the land. You have your 5 million Aether in your wallet, and now that land has now been boosted and upgraded, in which then you can earn rewards when anyone walks over your land or in your area of wax, Aether, and uplifting. And then of course build and create a gallery or storefront if you so like. So this is a great enhancement to the, again, the NFT market, the direction of the NFT, the possibilities of NFT. So if you're a Swineland owner, this is a great chance now for you to get on board and upgrade that property if you like, or I say that NFT. Borealis owners like myself, it is coming. We'll have that opportunity as well. We just don't know the timeline, so just basically stay tuned. Now, what's going on with the staking, and everyone's concerned about the staking pools and all those kind of mechanics. And now I kind of understand why we're not seeing the overall what the staking value is. And it's because every NFT project will have its own pool. I didn't understand it completely before, but I guess it also makes sense. And it's a kind of catch 22. If more people stake, then the rewards are a little less depending on and then depending on what is staked. So you have to kind of be weary. But the emphasis is really to support our planet projects. And as I said before, I don't necessarily buy in with the intention only to stake on our planet, because at any time, like as you now know, these rewards or these staking rewards can be adjusted and reapplied and allocated differently at any time. It all depends on how the game evolves and what the resources are being utilized, and then these adjustments will come in effect. So if I look at my alien worlds, this is why now is not part of the major title. This is the pool, and this is what I will have per hour now. Majorly a huge difference in what was being rewarded. Easily maybe about just literally be 3 weeks ago or even a month ago. You can see nothing here is worth anything in terms of what can be staked. But the pool reward is what's being applied here, and you have to take it for what it is. I mean, if I was able to stake every single card or NFT that I have on a system that's not going directly to the game, this is resources that's just gone. So imagine you storing every file and format on a server, and then reaping the rewards from that server, but the server has to then pay the cost of storing your files. This is almost the same kind of mechanics. So they've been selective. They readjusted how the staking rewards are, and it means, well, guess what? You gain a little less. If I have something that's of value to stake, sure, but personally, I rarely go through that for that purpose. So if I go back now to staking, you can go through and you can evaluate. So I have been debating. I do have something in my cart combs, that I just opened this pack and I haven't staked this, and I'm like, okay, it's catch 22. The value per hour for the pool is the same as Alien Worlds, but they don't have as many, so we're not at a threshold where there's like, compared to Alien Worlds. Let's go back. you know is over 2 million stake cards, but same value of just a million per hour. If we go back to catacombs here, same million per hour, but the amount of cards is far, far less. So I may just stake it. Why not? I can, add to it. I have two more cards in which I'll open, and I'm debating if I will buy another pack. It's either buy another pack or buy a rig, and I'm still not sure. So let's stake these guys. I've been having them in my inventory for like forever. And looking at the values here, they're still a little less, so that's fine. um, and if I look at my inventory out here, I am now debating when I go to the market and I look at cart combs and I look at the packs. So this is where I'm saying, like, which one do I buy? I could buy these and I could stake them, or I can go to our planet, sorry, look at the rigs, and then decide, okay, which rig do I want to buy, and then look at the calculations on the on investment, the ROI. And I've done some calculations on return on investment, and it's not too bad. So we'll see where that goes. It's not an impossibility, and I may do it based on what the events are moving forward later today. There's some releases coming, and I may just reserve that wax I have for that, or I may convert it. But that's to give everybody a little bit of heads up on the staking rewards, and then looking at what is stakeable, what can we craft. They had just a recent one was graphite, which just, of course, I'm sure was gone in literally less than an hour. But the price, the cost of it wasn't too bad, and I think a lot of players who had just started the game maybe had this one of those few opportunities to get under 500k, and I think that's great. So congrats to all those who were able to do so. But then you can see the values now starting to really increase, as I mentioned before. And any of those that are still under 600 for an NFT, look at the value needed to Aether in order to craft them. The broom is 4.9, the pipe 5.2, 5.3, 4.9. And I think also to the debate, there are a few players I know they're holding on to the Aether combination for the Uplift build, and getting into Uplift because you need 5 million Aether. So it's, do I craft, or do I wait and hopefully if I'm in the Swineland owners, hold off for a bit. So it is a thought process that you have to kind of configure and think about. Borealis, we do have some time. We're not there yet. So if you're considering it, maybe this is a chance to kind of take a gamble and make a build. Um, why not? I might even do that. I think I might do the broom. Unfortunately, I think we're having problems with our tools planet mechanism, so I'm kind of hesitant on where that goes. The prism is a nice one, but I have to look at what values I have in terms of what do I have enough to do so. So I'm not sure just yet. But now that we've talked about the crafting elements and what that means, and the do we jump on board to do the uplift if you're a Swineland owner? This all up to you. But let's take a look at what's going on in uplift. Now we're shifting over because we now know our planet has this world, and we know the worlds are ready to go. So if you're Swine Swineland owner, and you've done it, please share. I would definitely see how that process was, and if you enjoyed it, and if you're really content and earning some upliftanium and aether and everything else in addition to what's going on in our planet. I definitely like your feedback. And now we transition over. So what was released in Uplift is that they opened up the overview map, and we're going to take a click, world map, and we're going to take a quick look on what's going on, and you can see some players that are live and looking at the space. So I'm just randomly in the Genesis server right now, and you can see all these players that are doing their thing if they're active. And what we had here before, here is the our planet community Genesis sector, and we can see there's different community spaces here in the uplift world, and this is the Genesis space, and as you can see, all of them are being built out gradually, and we're just an overview, of course. To get into the game and see it from the 3D perspective, you have to have the Java version of it and be able to get on board. But you can see everything starting to kind of populate and come to life compared to what it was before. So this is a great way, if you're not sure of what is happening in this space, to come and take a look. Again, you only see the overview of it, but it still gives you a great kind of view if you want. We look at Chickacaw, and this is what's going on in Chickacaw right now, and you can see the players are moving around, different builds happening in space. What they are, again, you would have to go into the game and see, but you can see the rails are already established, and just a different dynamic, a different feel of the game play on its own. This is an interesting space. You can see this kind of, laddered kind of rail system. It'd be interesting to see. Someone has a Batman. Okay, sure. Why not, right? So, ever present. Okay. So these are the land rails, and I'm sure these land rails will also then be built out as well, and it'll be interesting to see how those spaces develop in time. And then we're going to look at Swineland, because this is what we were linking the two together. And now Swineland, and you can imagine that this is the Aether pod. I'm sure we probably recognize that if we've seen it in 3D. That's what it will be like. So this is Swineland, and you can imagine now, if once this gets built out, I'm not sure where the hard borders are, but you can see now the hard borders are just around the corner. Players now can select their location on the grid and travel within this world that belongs to our planet, and shared with Uplift together and play it all out. So if you're there, and I'm going to see a few players are here, I will definitely like to hear what your expectations have been, and if you're enjoying the added bonus of having land in our planet. So this is where we're kind of wrapping up, and we see now that all these possibilities are just endless, and we're just expanding on the storefront. on the beginning, and I had said that June is going to be a very, very busy month, and we're not far from that at all in terms of being the first week through or near the first week through. So there's a lot of things going on in the space, and I definitely appreciate all the comments, and I'm hoping everyone's enjoying themselves in this new era. And until any further news comes in, until next week when we do further updates, and if you have any questions and comments, please let me know. Continue to follow, continue to share. I hope this has all been insightful and informative, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, all.